So for the past few years, AI has been this brilliant co-pilot, right? It suggests things, it summarizes, it gives you a bunch of options. But what if it stopped just suggesting and actually started doing? That's the huge shift we're breaking down today, the move from AI as a helpful assistant to an autonomous agent that really executes for us. Let's dive in.
First up, we'll define what this agentic turn even is. Then, we'll get into the hard data that proves this is happening right now. We'll look at the big race between the tech giants and see how the entire IT services industry is being totally rewired. And finally, we'll break down what it actually takes to build a company that runs on these agents.
All right, so what is the agentic turn? Well, it's way more than just another buzzword. It's a fundamental change in how we interact with technology and, honestly, how work itself is going to get done from now on.
The key phrase to focus on here is achieve a goal. See, this isn't about just generating a response to a question anymore. It's about achieving an outcome. These new systems are designed to understand your intent, cook up a multi-step plan, use whatever tools they need, and see that plan all the way through to the end, with you barely needing to check in.
Here's a really simple way to think about it. A chatbot answers your question. An agent gets your job done. A chatbot might suggest the steps for how to file an expense report, but an agent, it'll actually connect to the expense system, dig through your email to find the receipts, fill out the form, submit it for you, and let you know when it's approved. It handles the whole workflow from start to finish.
And to give you some perspective, major industry groups are saying this is the biggest technological shift since cloud computing. Think about that. We are moving from a world where we're constantly managing systems reactively to one where we just state what we want, and autonomous systems go and make it happen.
So how do we know this isn't just a bunch of hype or a cool prediction? Well, the data is already telling us that this is the new reality for businesses.
Now, this first number is a big one. According to Gartner, by the end of 2026, which is really not that far away, a full 40% of all enterprise applications will have these task-specific AI agents built right into them. That's a huge jump from less than 5% just a couple of years back. And you know what they say? Where the apps go, the money follows. The market for agentic AI is expected to be worth almost $11 billion in 2026. This isn't just experimental R&D spending. This is serious economic momentum. So, why are companies pouring all this money in? Well, because it's already working. Businesses that are deploying agents are already reporting an average productivity boost of almost 25%. This isn't just about making a few tasks a little easier. It's about making the whole business fundamentally more efficient. But, and this is a really important but, there's a big challenge. While almost everybody is experimenting or piloting AI, very few have escaped what people are calling pilot purgatory. Only a tiny 7% have actually managed to scale AI across their entire company. So the real race isn't just about using AI, it's about getting out of that pilot phase and achieving real company-wide transformation. This massive opportunity has, of course, kicked off an incredibly intense race among the world's biggest tech companies, and each one is making a very different, company-defining bet on what this agentic future is going to look like. The battlefield really has four main players, each with a unique strategy. You've got Microsoft, who's making the workflow bet, embedding its Copilot agents right into Office, where billions of us already work. Then there's Google, making a full stack bet, basically arguing they're the only ones who own everything from the chip all the way up to the app. OpenAI is betting purely on having the most powerful model, period. And then you have Anthropic, which is focusing on safety and building the underlying rules for how agents should talk to each other. And this quote from the CEO of Google Cloud perfectly captures their strategy. Google's whole argument is that while everybody else is giving you a box of parts, a model from here, a tool from there, they are offering one single integrated platform where everything is designed to work together right from the start. Now, this agentic shift isn't just happening inside the big tech companies, it is causing a seismic event across the entire global IT services industry. The companies that actually build and manage technology for the world's biggest corporations. You see, for decades, the business model for these giant IT firms was really simple. More people equals more revenue. Agentic AI completely shatters that model. When autonomous agents can do the work of entire teams, you can't sell hours anymore. You have to sell outcomes. These companies have to fundamentally reinvent how they create and capture value. And you can see this happening in real time. Just look at this press release from Tata Consultancy Services, or TCS.
They're not just adding a few AI features, they are explicitly shifting their entire company to a unified AI-powered operating model just to get ready for this new world. And it is not just TCS. Every single major player is launching its own dedicated agentic platform. Infosys has Topaz, Wipro has Wega, Accenture has AI Refinery. This is not a trend, it's a systemic rewiring of a multi-trillion-dollar industry. It's all the proof you need that agents are the new undeniable norm. Okay, so the tech giants are providing the platforms and the service integrators are redesigning their whole business. So what does it actually take to become an agentic enterprise? What do you really need to build? And the answer, which a lot of people overlook, isn't just about having the smartest AI models. It's actually about building the underlying technical plumbing, the protocols, and the standards that let all these different agents, built by different companies, connect and collaborate safely and securely. And there are two key standards emerging here. The first is the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. Just think of it like the USB-C port for AI. It's that universal plug that lets any agent securely connect to your company's tools and data. Then you've got the Agent-to-Agent Protocol, or A2A. This is like the common language, a universal translator that lets an agent from Google talk to an agent from Salesforce. So when a deal closes, your sales agent can just automatically tell your finance agent to generate the invoice. That's real collaboration.
Of course, this transition is not without its serious challenges. The biggest hurdle, by far, is still inaccuracy. Over half of organizations have reported negative outcomes because of AI mistakes. This is followed closely by data gaps. Agents are only as good as the data they can get. And finally, the costs can be pretty steep, with Gartner predicting that 40% of these projects will be canceled because of rising expenses and a fuzzy ROI.
So we arrive at the critical takeaway. The data is clear. The era of AI experimentation is over. The platforms, the partners, the protocols, they're all falling into place. The question is no longer if your organization will become an agentic enterprise, but simply, what are you going to build?